Yeah, Brevin's not lying. This dude's huge. This dude is massive. This is another guy. Get him on the football field. Put him at fullback because the Raiders' offensive line can't block a goddamn thing. So let's get Louis Sutherland out there to lead block for Ashton Genty. Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on Lockeddoormma. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP. And in today's episode, we are bringing you our predictions and analysis for every single fight for UFC Fight Night Ulberg versus Reyes in Perth, Australia. We're so excited to dive into this one. But before we do, we just want to give a quick shout out to you guys as our current subscribers, our current followers, and everyone who supports the channel. Thank you. If you like UFC, you know a friend who likes UFC, send our channel over to them. Tell them that we're the best in the business and they got to get right by joining the Lockeddoormma community. With that being said, we are now 2 weekends removed from a not so great card for the boys. It was an entertaining card. We don't really have to go over it all that much. It left a sour taste in our mouths, but we are back. We put in a ton of research for you guys this weekend, and we are super excited to get things moving back in the right direction. JP, hopefully you're as excited for this one as I am.
Yeah. I think it's like 9 weeks straight with UFC again, so it feels like normal. You know, it feels like it should. Yeah, 2 weekends ago, I mean, entertaining card. The main event. I still like both guys a lot. Jean Silva, I think, was teeing off in the second round. I think we kind of saw everybody wants this spinning elbow finish now. Okay. People watch other people slump dudes with it. I think Diego did it right. I don't necessarily like the offensive spinning elbow. I like when somebody's pressing you and you throw it defensively. Diego clipped him right over the head. Crazy fight. Crazy fight. I would still pick Jean, even though Diego's a fucking dog, but we thought Jean would tee off and he did. My question to you is all of the nonsense, all the controversy, I guess you can say, about Jared Gordon getting hit by a car apparently the day before the fight. Everybody putting money on Rafa or whatever. What is your thoughts on that, bro?
Well, first and foremost, I think if you and I are privy to some of this information that comes out after the fights, it would definitely sway our picks. I mean, we've seen that time and time again. News breaks after the fight, some weird shit was going on. And in this case, Jared Gordon got hit by a car, popped his knee out, which is why we saw him in a knee brace in the fight on Saturday. Like, I'm not sure, JP, your athletic abilities, but I know for damn sure if my knee popped out after getting hit by a car, I wouldn't be fighting at my fullest potential just a few days later, and that's exactly what we saw. So, yeah, some of our luck on that card was just not there. A lot of weird stuff was going on. I'm not sure if it was a full moon, what have you, but yeah, it's like if you know some of that inside information, you're throwing big time money on the other guy. Good for you. It's weird. We're not, I mean, the public's not aware of all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and yeah, hopefully we have a clean card this weekend without some weird stuff going down before the fights even kick off.
I mean, because it's, again, like, and I know he came out here and said, like, all this stuff about, I could give a shit about your parlays and all that, which is fine. Like, I fully expect him to say that. But, like, some people knew clearly, and they hammered Rafa. Other people didn't know. Whatever, man. Whatever. On and up to a better card this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, of course, they're not going to take the lines down or make any changes, but if there is stuff going on like that, it's like, is it a fair bet? I
Yeah.
mean, for the people betting, is it a fair fight for the guys that are still getting inside the octagon? It seems like a lose-lose either way, but you know what? Good for him for still fighting. He's a tough guy. All these guys are.
True.
Let's dive into this card. I'm excited for this one. We have a lot of tough Australian fighters. Of course, this fight's in Australia. Starting with an Australian who's making his UFC debut, who's fighting someone that's also making their UFC debut. We have Brando Pericic taking on Alicia Ellison.
You know what's kind of crazy? In my research for this card, a lot of people on this card are like 2022, 2021 when they started their professional careers instead of like 2008 or some random shit that we normally see. So that is kind of crazy. A lot of people 3, 4, maybe 5 years experience being a professional. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, these two guys. First of all, Elijah's nickname, the Snack Panther. I don't know if I like that one. The Balkan Bear, I do like Pericic, his nickname. That is sick. But yeah, this should be a good one. All right, we don't know too much about these two guys. Pericic is with City Kickboxing, who is, I think they've got like 4 fighters on this card. It's Izzy's gym, Dan Hooker's gym. All right, everybody knows that gym, the pedigree they have. And I like it as well. You guys have heard me talk about it a bunch of times on this show. You got a good gym, a good coach behind you. I think it really makes a difference. Because time and time again, me and Brevin just sit there and talk about the atrocious advice some of these quartermen give the fighters. But Pericic, big son of a bitch. Okay, he's like 6'5", and he's going to come in at all 265. He's a big boy. He will press forward. I like his clinch work. He'll constantly throw elbows. He'll put his head right in your chin, lean on you. He's going to put you on the back foot. Elijah, he's okay, right? His stand-up's decent. He throws straight shots. You guys know my thing on not throwing straight shots. But I don't see anything on film, at least for what we can see, that Elijah does better than Pericic. And I just think Pericic is a fucking dog. At that size, he moves very quick. I like the pressure. I think he's going to come out, put his front foot forward, put the guy on the back foot. And again, we're in Australia. We've seen it twice now. We've seen Noche, all the Mexican fighters won. And then what was the other card where everybody won? Was it the Spain card? Or France?
It was either Spain or France. I believe it was the French fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, with what's his face, fighting Rufy.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I mean we've seen it quite a bit. Some of these guys have a lot of success, and like typically as we talk about it, we're like, if it goes to the judges' scorecards, we know who they're going to side with. As of late, that really hasn't been the case. We've seen a lot of finishes from these hometown fighters, which has been impressive. But like JP said, we're rocking with Pericic. Bear with me here, no pun intended. The Balkan Bear will put his paws on Ellison on Saturday, and I think it's going to be a slaughter fest. He hits hard, and like JP said, Ellison does throw a nice 1-2 down the middle, straight punch, but that's really it. I mean, you got to further that combo just a tad. Sure, the jab and the overhand right, it'll work on some of these lower level guys, but I think a guy as skilled as Brando is going to press forward, find the elbows in the clinch, like JP said, really have his way with Elisha. Is it pronounced Elijah? I mean,
Yeah,
it's spelled so uniquely. Elijah.
I believe so.
You know,
I could be. Who knows? But I think so.
the Snack Panther. Yeah, very interesting nickname. Not rocking with him. Speaking of Snack Panthers, Kelvin Gastelum, what are we doing, man? Eating all kinds of snacks, but who called it? We did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
All right.
We should have bet on that. We should have found a line somewhere that he's going to miss weight.
Well, we talk about it all the time. Like, where is that line? Because we will talk, or we would bet that line and hammer it.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of lines with locks, we'll talk about it a little bit later. Can't wait to get to that portion of it. Luana, Carolina, and Michelle Montague. Montague, I think that's how you pronounce it,
Montague,
guys.
who knows?
Who cares? And honestly, come at me for mispronouncing names. We are in Australia, so I know if you're that guy that wants me to come to Australia and you're watching this
I forgot about
episode,
him, bro. I forgot about him.
and you're watching this episode, you're gonna have a field day because some of these names are a little bit tough. But two fighters fairly fresh in their journey so far with the UFC. One of them making her UFC debut.
Firstly, the first fight. Any lines, any props jumping out at you? They're
I
both.
think the under. I don't think it goes the distance. They're big boys. They
Yeah.
both hit hard. I think one of them can find a KO, and that's what a lot of them have had success with. It's just first round KO, second round KO. So look for that KO prop from either one, whichever one you prefer. They're both big boys. They both throw hard, and I think the gas tank's not going to be there for either one of them.
Yeah. And like you guys have probably seen, like as the show has progressed, we used to bet almost every fight, quite a few of them. Now we're just kind of getting more reserved to where like you said, the under, but I'm probably not going to play a lot on it because these are two heavyweight guys making their debut. Just let it play out. Let us discover it. But This one's an interesting one. Okay, Michelle. She is a big girl. Okay, she fights at 145. I don't know if she ever had fights at 155. Um,
She has.
yeah, she has a couple. This one's gonna be at 35. So the first thing that jumps out, weight, right? Can't pull a Kelvin Gastelum. Obviously, she's not eating burgers and doing food reviews before the goddamn fight, but it's hard. It is hard when you're this big to jump down 20 pounds. She's fought at 55 before, so Carolina, I believe, is coming up from 25 as well. I think that was her last fight, was at 125. But this is an interesting one. This Michelle girl is, I think it's 6 rear naked chokes in a row right now since she started her professional career. And it's only been like 3 years, maybe. So she's got a good grappling pedigree. The striking, not really there. Not really there. Okay, it's okay. She's kind of defensively sound enough. What we're gonna have to worry about is Luana Carolina. She isn't atrocious, right? She can mix up strikes. She's an MMA fighter in terms of she'll use her elbows, she'll post off, she'll kick you, she'll end combinations like Brevin was saying earlier. You throw a 1-2, let's end it with something, a leg kick or an exit hook, something, and not just stay easy to guess with just 1-2, 1-2, and that's it. Carolina will probably have better footwork on the feet, though. So that's going to be a problem if we cannot get her to the ground. But like I was telling Brevin before the show, you guys know we are on the same side for every fight now, basically. We've like how that's been going. I think the disparity on the ground is much bigger than it is on the feet, if that makes sense. So we're going to take Michelle Montague. Does she get that rear naked choke? We'll have to see if she does. That's a big statement in Australia. But yeah, give us Michelle.
Yeah, and that was the deciding factor for us to side with Michelle was just the groundwork that she's going to be able to do once it does hit the mat. She's going to be much stronger. I think she's going to be able to have her way with Luana. It goes there. I think, like JP mentioned, I mean, there's a chance that Luana can dance around the outside of the octagon and point fight the whole time. Maybe she wins by decision, right? I could see that happening. Michelle is making her UFC debut, but if she does get her hands on Luana, it's going to be a long night for Luana. She's going to be much stronger. Um, she's powerful as well, like in her takedowns, in her transitions on the ground. I think it's going to be overwhelming for Luana to defend. But the head stays in one place on the feet. The striking's not really there. It's not really a threat. So she cut off the cage? Can she find her entries is really my only concern. But I think it's a good fight for her, at least to show what she's got inside the UFC. If things go well, watch her to climb up the ranks fast. She's like a Walmart version of Kayla Harrison. Very broad shoulders, massive arms.
Great
I mean,
value.
she's strong.
we
Great
got
value.
Kayla Harrison at home. Okay.
Yeah, she might be your local yard sale in the neighborhood, honestly, but still, there's some comparables.
No action. No action for me. I'm just gonna let it play out. These first 2 fights probably not gonna touch them.
1,000%.
All right. Next one. Interesting one. Very interesting one. Rolando Bedoya. Big fan of this guy. Okay. We love Rolando over here. Going up against Jamie Mullarkey.
Yeah, I mean, this fight's really gonna come down to who lands their shots. Bedoya for me, not the most skilled fighter. Really, as of late, he's done nothing. He's 0-3 in the UFC. He was much better outside of the UFC. His first fight, split decision. Then he lost by 2 unanimous decisions. He's a tough guy. You guys know how I feel about tough guys. Don't really pick them all that often. He's taken on Jamie Mullarkey. I mean, his record, some could argue, not much better than 0-3. He's 5-6. At least he has some victories. You know, he wins one, he loses a couple. He's a tough guy as well. And I think for him, it's all going to be about where are you going to dictate this fight being? And I think if Rolando dictates this fight, it might be a tough battle for Jamie Mullarkey, but if he can get in the clinch, land some short shots, maybe find some trips, implement some wrestling as well, I think he can find success. I mean, he is kind of a well-rounded fighter. He just has fought some tough guys as of late, and things haven't really gone his way. But I do think this is the opportunity for him to get back on the right track in front of his home crowd. So for that, we are taking Jamie Mullarkey.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's hard for us to sit up here and pick a guy who, like Brevin said, is 0-3 in the UFC. Like, how much are you gonna put into that? And he's the favorite right now. So right now, Jamie Mullarkey's dogma. I'm just not gonna. I'm taking that all day long. I am taking that all day long over a guy who's 0-3 in the UFC. For one, for two, like he said, it's a very close fight. And Mullarkey's losses, he lost to Muhammad Naimov 2 years ago. Good loss. Naimov's pretty good. Then he lost to Hack Paras. Okay, Kelvin Gastelum's little brother who can make weight. He's decent. He can strike. Mauricio Rufy. Mullarkey never shot a takedown. So you let Rufy get off on the feet, that's what's going to happen. Okay, unless you scare Rufy in terms of I'm going to constantly come forward and try and take you down, then he's going to shit his pants, right? We saw that happen with BSD, but they're good losses. They are good losses. And Bedoya, it's just hard being a tough guy, dude. It's just like Medina on Noche. Dude sucks. Dude sucks. These tough guys that can take a shot, they're scrappy. They can probably make it pretty entertaining, you know, getting their ass beat, beating the other dude's ass, coming back. They're down 2 rounds, third round's a scrap, and they're both tired. We're not picking him, man. Give us Mullarkey.
Yeah, 100%. All right, moving up this card, we've got Colby Thicknesse taking on Josias Musasa.
Thickums. Thick McGee. This is a good fight. I like this fight. Okay, Colby Thicknesse, a protege of Volkanovski. His last fight out, fighting Toporia's brother. I personally think Topuria and his brother, very good. Okay, I know people, oh, his brother didn't go out there and finish him and all this. I mean, go back and watch that fight. I think Colby put up a decent fight of just not getting his shit kicked in. I thought Topuria looked phenomenal. Those suplexes he was hitting him with was crazy. And Musasa, on the other hand, he's one of those prospects, got a lot of power, can knock people out, a lot of highlight reels. I don't like how he uses his power. It's wild. It's almost like a street fight. Some dude wants to fight you in the street, and then he's just uncorking overhands over his head. I do not like it. When he loads up, the other hand drops, other hand's not at home. Colby Thicknesse is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. We feel like he's a more well-rounded fighter, right? And Musasa, you can be a striking master, right? Or a protege in striking and just knock people out and never really go to the ground. But you got to have great takedown defense. And then when that fails, I mean, granted, he got head kicked by Carlos Vera, which again, your hand's not home. So that's what happens when you're dipping and pulling your head away. When you do not fight the hands, same thing with Mauricio Rufy. They lay there and they almost just put their hands out like this. And you wait for the squeeze to just get tighter and tighter and tighter. They're not reaching to peel the hands off. They're not bucking. They're not anything. That's a terrible look in my eyes. You might as well just go out instead of sitting there waiting to tap. I hate that. I think it looks horrible. If Colby gets him on the ground, I think it's him all day on the feet. I just think this kid's wild. If he gets a lucky shot, he does. Give us Thicknesse. Dog money.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Dog money call. Um, he looked good in his last time out, and Musasa not so much. But we'll take the free money there. All right, moving up this card, we've got Andre Petroski taking on Cam Rowston.
Petroski, the guy that everybody clowns on. The guy that knocked himself out with a hip on a takedown. This fight's interesting, man. I feel like this fight's decently close depending on how Petroski does with his grappling. Right? Petroski's a wrestler, a stocky wrestler. He can strike a little bit. Brevin, I would say Petroski's striking has looked better since.
Evolved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% since we started the show for sure. Cam Rowston, you guys are going to hear me say it again, okay? The Hamzat fight against Duplessis, everybody, it's boring, it's boring, it's boring. Go watch Torres Finney fight anybody. He's boring. He is atrocious. He is fucking trash, okay? Cam Rowston fought Torres Finney on the Contender Series. What'd Torres do? Lay on him. No ground and pound damage whatsoever. Cam Rowston, his face looked the exact same at the end of the fight as it did before it started. And he got laid on the whole time. Horrible, right? So people say, oh, he's got a problem with the grappling. He can grapple a little bit. Torres Finney's just this little fucking 5'6", damn near 300 pounds of muscle that just locks his hands behind your butt and then just takes you down. But Petroski's a good wrestler too. He can wrestle a lot and he's strong. We like Rowston's striking. He's from City Kickboxing as well. That gym, great stand-up, Eugene. It's just kind of slow. Like we like what he has to offer, but it's slow a little bit. And Petroski's not better than him on the feet. I'd say Rowston's better. I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's too much, too fast. If he goes out there and knocks Petroski out, gets a great stoppage, then fine, now we know. But we think it's a little slow, and I feel like Petroski's been there, done that, and seen guys who... I mean, Edmund Shabazian is the guy that he just fought. I feel like Cam Rowston, like Brad said earlier, is a Walmart version of Edmund Shabazian. So we'll have to see, but we're taking Petroski.
That's how I feel, and I feel like you're getting a really good line if you're on the side of Petroski. I mean, as the favorite for this line to be that close, I think he's fought much better competition, and he's beaten guys that I think could go out there and beat Cam Rowston as well. So, I'm high on Petroski in this fight. I do think he can wrestle Rowston. I think he's going to steal a couple rounds and be just fine. And you want to talk about the striking? Petroski's no slouch now either, and I think that, for Ralston, he might feel some power coming back from Petroski and get very conservative would be what I'm worried about if I'm picking Ralston. It's like, first of all, your strikes are a little bit slow. They're not as snappy as some of your gym partners, but volume, not really there. He's worried about the takedowns a lot, and Petroski poses that threat. So I think it's a perfect storm to side with Petroski.
Good fight. Good fight. Close fight. Other than that, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, any other props on any of these fights that we've talked about so far that are like crazy jumping out at you? I think Thicknesse, possible sub, possible.
Potential sub, but he is the underdog, so you can get away with just playing money line for him.
True.
And then in the Petroski fight, probably goes to decision. Um, couple takedowns, steal a couple rounds, goes to the judges' scorecards. So that's how I see that fight playing out.
Yeah, Petroski you could parlay too, because like Brevin said, he's got a good line right now. All right, moving up. One of my favorite fights on this card. Very excited for this one. Like a lot of people in this one. I like one of the guys a lot in this one. Makes absolutely no sense. Jonathan Micallef going up against Oban Elliott, the Welsh gangster.
Yeah, I'm excited for this fight. I think it's going to be fireworks from the get-go. Both of these guys typically bring the action. With Jonathan Micallef, we've seen him already make his UFC debut, which is good. You got to get that out of the way early. And he fought well. I mean, he fought Kevin Jousset and did a really nice job. I think he could have upped the volume, the striking volume a little bit in that fight, but he stayed safe, landed the bigger punches, ended up winning that via decision. He's got a little bit of grappling. He mixes in the leg kicks, the body kicks, and the head kicks pretty well. Also, so I think he's got a lot of weapons to use at his disposal. He's also got a really long reach, which is going to help if you're throwing the jab and you're staying at range. Now, with Oban Elliott, it's kind of all over the place. We've seen him have success on the feet. He's knocked some people out. We've seen him have good takedown defense, and we've also seen him initiate the grappling and find his own takedowns. I don't know what version of Oban Elliott we're going to get in this fight, and that kind of scares me a little bit. I think as of this moment, I feel a little bit more comfortable taking another underdog in Jonathan Micallef. I think he's got more weapons, like I said. The striking can be there for him. A little bit straighter. Maybe he's got a little bit more power. I think they're probably even on the power scale. And then the grappling there if he needs it. I think he's got all the tools to beat Oban Elliott this weekend.
Yeah, guys. If you guys have been here since Micallef's debut, I forget how long ago it was. I think it was on the Perth card last year. I like this kid a lot. I'm very high on this kid. I did pick him to beat Jusei. Brevin, I don't remember. Were you with me on that one, or I don't remember?
Yeah, I was with you say.
And Jusei is actually at City Kickboxing now as well. It's funny we say that, but Yeah, Micallef, he's long. He likes his rear roundhouse kick. Okay, that left leg. I mean, go look at Jusei's back and his lat after that fight. Disgusting, all red, imprints of his toes, his shin. And then he'll go up high with it, and it's just beautiful. He'll change the pace. His kicks to me are like a change up in baseball. You can throw heaters and four seams, and then perfect change up, get him to bite. Right, Jusei dropping his hands, trying to tuck his elbow because he's just getting ripped with that body kick. Goes up high right off the top of his dome. And then he's got long arms, long limbs, right? So on the ground, that's a recipe for a nasty choke game, right? We've seen it many times. So, like Brevin said, we just don't know with Oban. You don't know what you're going to get. One fight, he looks the best ever with takedown defense. And then his last fight, he gets ragdolled. So, don't know. Dog money, give us Micallef.
Yeah, 1000%. All right, moving up this card, we have another woman's fight on our hands. Alexia Thainara taking on Lookboonmee.
Interesting one. Thainara coming in off the win over Molly Meatballs, right? Was that her last one? Yes, it was. Molly's retirement fight. Shocker. Everybody knew it was going to happen there. Loma is one of these girls, very small, but she's got a kicking game like no other, right? She's a Muay Thai god. I mean, she's probably not that good, but that's all she does, right? Is just kick. Throw elbows and shit. She's not bad. I just think Alexia, she's very athletic, and I think she can strike with Loma. Do we want to sit there and do that little point fight striking kick for kick type thing with Loma? No, you don't. But then I also think Thainara has the advantage grappling, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is. I think she is the more well-rounded fighter, and she's just a little bigger, and a lot of these girls struggle with Loma's footwork and her timing, because these people who are really good at Muay Thai and do that a lot, their timing and footwork is kind of hard to get sometimes because Loma's kicks are so fucking fast. Sometimes you just can't get comfortable. But Thainara, if you're not comfortable, I think she has the option to take it to the ground. So we're gonna go Alexia Thainara.
Yeah, 100%. And it's interesting that you mentioned the size differential. She is so small. Sometimes she does find success and she makes it work for her, but she's taking on an opponent on Saturday with a much longer reach who's going to be bigger, and she's got a really good ground game. So we'll see how Luma deals with it. We don't think she's going to deal with it very well. All right, moving up to a fight that I'm very excited for, JP. Navajo Stirling taking on Rodolfo Bellato.
Rodolfo Bellato. I've never seen. Well, I say that we did see Aljamain Sterling get a little acting in that Peter Yan fight, the first one. But Rodolfo Bellato, brother. First of all, if you don't do that, you win the fight because he gets disqualified for an illegal strike. Secondly, anybody says that he was actually out, he says it himself too. Bullshit. I do not care. You're full of shit. Boy's complaining to the ref with his hands up and then throws himself back like he's knocked out and lays on the octagon floor. Embarrassing. Again, I say this every time. You guys are probably tired of us hearing it or saying it. Our record has one draw. That is from Rodolfo Bellato when he fought Jimmy Crute. He's terrible. He is horrible. He gets hit by everybody. Sure, he can grapple. Sure, he's a tough guy. I do not care. It's the same thing as who am I thinking of? Cody Brundage. There is always some sort of controversy, something happening with him. I'm good. Get me out. Navajo Stirling, city kickboxing protege. Like him a lot. Very high on him. He can strike. Everybody's worried about his takedown defense and all this and that. I think he's shown us plenty. He stuffs ahead. He sprawls gorgeously. He'll get underhooks. He will work his way back up to his feet. I like it a lot. He was very tired in his last fight, and he just stuck it out. Kept going. Didn't look like shit, right? Everybody gets tired, but it's how you look when you get tired. I like Navajo Stirling a lot. 1000%. Hammer him. Fade Bellato any chance you get. Give us Stirling.
Yeah, how many times have we been on the Bellato side? And I tell you what, guys, any chance you get to pick opposite of him, do it and hammer it and enjoy it because Bellato is nothing but weird thing after weird thing. He just draws very strange things his way. Everything's a controversy, everything's a problem. It's just strange. I think Navajo's going to find a lot of success. He's big, he's powerful, and Bellato gets hit a lot, like JP said. So if you're getting hit by a guy of the stature, Navajo Stirling, it's going to be a long night.
100%. I think KO was very live. Like I said, Bellato gets hit by everybody. Jimmy Crute was wobbling him before Jamie tried his absolute best to fumble that. So KO under 1.5 right now is plus money. Might have to sweat that out, but I think KO is very live. All right,
Yeah, definitely think it's live.
next one. Very excited to hear Brevin talk about this one. We have newcomer Louis Sutherland, big boy, making his UFC debut, going up against Brevin's favorite fighter in the UFC, Justin Tafa.
No, don't listen to that guy. I hate the Tafa brothers. They're absolute garbage, and I'll say that time and time again. And I would tell it to them to their face. And then after I do tell it to them, they'll withdraw and back out of the fight because that's what they do. They're quitters. They don't want to fight. They don't want to be in the UFC. Well, guess what, JP? I'll take their place. I'll go fight. Dana, give me a call. I'm ready to go because these Tafa brothers, they don't do anything for your business. Guess what? Funny enough, his brother, Junior, was supposed to join him on this card and fight as well. Guess what? He had a mysterious injury causing him to withdraw. If you look at Justin's record and the history of fights, you'll see canceled fight, canceled fight, canceled fight, canceled fight, canceled fight. You click on the reason. It's because Tafa withdrew every single time without fail. I don't know if they're trying to pick their fights, cherry pick their fights, what's going on. Even if they did do that, JP, they're still losing because they're absolute garbage. Louis Sutherland making his UFC debut might be on steroids. Who knows? The dude's an
No
absolute
kidding.
unit, JP. I mean, he's got traps that like I've never seen before. He's just a massive individual. He can wrestle a little bit. He's got great power in his hands. He kicks well. For as big as he is, I think he's got pretty good movement on the feet. You know, I think he's really got to mix things together nicely, put a lot of pressure on Tafa, hit him with some big strikes. It may be a biased pick, guys, but you will not catch me on Justin Tafa's side. Sure, I've been guilty of picking Junior Tafa in a few fights. Those were specific matchups, and I think even one of them, Junior Tafa pulled out of the fight. So, shocker. Give me Louis Sutherland. Give JP Louis Sutherland. Hammer it. Don't hammer it. Who cares? Tafa sucks. I'm not picking him.
Yeah, Louis Sutherland, dog money. I mean, minus 102 right now. Yeah, Brevin's not lying. This dude's huge. This dude is massive. This is another guy. Get him on the football field. Put him at fullback because the Raiders' offensive line can't block a goddamn thing. So let's get Louis Sutherland out there to lead block for Ashton Genty. Okay, dude's massive. And he moves surprisingly well for his size. Like you said, his kicks. He's got a nice up kick. He ends combinations with a devastating calf kick that he just turns his hips over so well. I like all of it. And Tafa's 7-5. And again, if all of this is not enough, dude is a literal turtle when you get him on the ground. Everybody's like, bro, his takedown defense is not that bad. Sure. But when he gets on the ground, he's flat on his back and does jack shit. He looks like a baby that you're changing the diaper of. They just don't move. Okay, you pick their legs up, do the little fart thing to help babies pass gas. You can do whatever you want with him because he's just going to lay there. Give us a big boy Louis.
Yeah, and guys, I wasn't lying, and I'll be surprised if this fight even happens on Saturday. Keep an eye out for Tafa withdrawing, figuring out some way to weasel himself off this card. It's just atrocious at this point, and it's someone's got to put an end to it. We're cutting guys like Rosenstrike, but we still have the Tafa brothers in the UFC. Make it make sense, Dana. It just doesn't. All right, enough talking about them. Moving up, Tom Nolan is going to take on Charlie Campbell.
This is a good fight. This is a good little one. Both guys 9-1, 9-2. Both guys kind of similar, right? Good hands, kind of lanky. Want to strike from the outside. They'll kick a lot. I like Tom Nolan. Some people don't. I think Tom Nolan's one of those guys that just has to put it together. There's a couple of these guys in the UFC have a lot of like what am I looking for? A lot of potential. Like their striking looks good, their grappling looks good, and then they just can't mesh it. They can't put it together. Something happens, they have an off night, or they're dominating, they look great, and then they get caught. Nicholas Moda knocked him out in the Contender Series. But Tom's still young. Tom's like 25 years old. Okay? So I think he's still got time to put it together. Charlie Campbell, is he like 30 something? Yeah, 30 exactly. So Charlie's not bad. Charlie's okay. He can strike a little bit. I think Tom on the ground has the advantage. He's a better grappler, a better submission artist. Tom's going to be a little bit bigger. And even on the feet, I feel like Charlie does nothing worldly better than Tom. I like Tom's speed. I like his strikes are straight. We just, again, got to put it all together and we can't get clipped. But other than that, I feel like Charlie Campbell goes backwards a little too much. We're in Perth. Give me Tom Nolan to get a big win here.
Yeah, 1000%. And I think you said it best. Tom Nolan's just got to press forward, not get caught with something big. I think that's Campbell's pathway to success is he's got to find a KO strike. I don't think it happens. I think Tom Nolan's very skilled. We're in Australia. He's been on a little bit of a streak, fighting good competition. I think the big train keeps on rolling. All right, moving up.
Did you know Louis' nickname?
Oh yeah, the Vanilla
Yeah.
Gorilla, and I'm glad that you brought it up because that's one heck of a nickname. I love it. Yeah, let's get the Vanilla Gorilla a W on Saturday. All right, moving up, we've got the Celtic Kid, Jake Matthews, taking on the Hiaten sensation Neil Magny.
um, I mean, am I wrong to say the battle of the gatekeepers? You know, Neil Magny.
One more so than the other.
Yeah, 100%. I would definitely say Neil Magny's more of a gatekeeper. You guys know our history on the show with Mr. Magny. All right, I'm not gonna go back into it. But Jake Matthews, kind of a similar guy, a vet, and he can do it all as well. I feel like both of these guys are the definition of if you do MMA long enough at a high enough level to stick around in the UFC and still fight, you eventually just get pretty decent in everything. Both of these guys can grapple. Both of these guys can strike. If both of these guys got to grit down and go into deep waters and you're tired, they both can do that, right? Neil Magny though, I mean his most recent win, Zaleski. I know we were both on Zaleski. I just don't put a lot of stock into that. And then before that, he's getting slumped by Prates, getting slumped by Morales. I mean, I was high on Morales in that fight. Mike Malott, he should have beat. I'm not going to go into it again. We've said it a million times. And then before that, he's losing to Ian Gary. So he should have been on a 4-fight losing streak before this. Jake Matthews, I mean, his win over Cheaty, submitting Cheaty, I think is worldly better than beating Zaleski dos Santos. And I just think Jake is better everywhere. Neil's big, right? Not in stature. He's tall and he's lanky, so that might be a problem. But Jake can box. Jake can grapple. He can do all this. I think he's kind of in his prime right now. I think he hit his stride. You know, how old is he? Because
31.
Yeah, 31. Yeah, exactly in his prime. So I think he hit his stride. Give us Jake Matthews, man.
Yep, yep, 1000%. Hit his stride, much younger, coming off a great victory. Whereas Neil Magny, he just kind of goes out there and performs. That's what he does. I don't know if he's at the point where he just doesn't care if he wins or he loses. I mean, he's got some deals going on behind the closed doors with the UFC. It's like, hey, man, we don't really care the outcome. We appreciate you showing up, putting on a good show every single time you fight. And as a fan base, you never really know what you're going to get with Neil Magny. Trust me, I know best. But I do think Jake Matthews is going to get it done.
Oh man, Neil. Jake, let me double check here. Yeah, I believe Mr. Matthews is the biggest favorite on the card right now. Minus 395. I mean, parlay material for sure. Other than that, over two and a
But I,
half.
I think that tells you all you need to know. I mean, these lines for the majority of every single fight on this card are great, and they're going to be close. Like you can make a lot of money, and I think that we got a good thing going for us. And some of these fights, I see a lot of great value on. So I think it's a great card for betting.
100%. Yeah, it's not like a card earlier this year that every favorite was like -4, -500 damn near. So
Yeah.
this should be a good one. All right. Moving up. The other guy that was a part of our draw, Jimmy the Snoot Poop Shoot Crute, going up against Ivan Erslan, not Ebo.
Yeah, Ivan Erslan, coming off back-to-back losses, UFC debut, lost to Ian Cutelaba, then lost to Navajo Stirling, who we broke down earlier. Taking on Jimmy Crute. Crute's been around the UFC for a while. He's had his ups, he's had his downs. He's looked like a world beater. He's looked like he shouldn't be in the organization. So it's like, what version of Jimmy Crute are we gonna get? We really can go off of just recent performances, which is a win over Marcin Prachnio via round one armbar. I think that was a great win for him. He does have good jujitsu. He's got good hands as well. His downfall sometimes is he takes too many leg kicks, but as of late, he's been checking them. Like there's a lot to like for Jimmy Crute, but there's also a lot to not like about Jimmy Crute. It's an interesting matchup though, taking on Ivan Erslan, who's going to look for the big shot. He's got good power in his hands. Hasn't really found success yet inside the UFC, but when he has had success outside of the organization, it's been with his power. He's going to try to find that KO one-stop shop punch on Jimmy Crute, which he has the potential of landing. I just don't think he does. Give us Jimmy Crute.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. Am I going to be shocked if Jimmy goes out there, doesn't wrestle, and presses forward and gets caught? No. This is what Erslan's looking for. That's his one path to victory. Okay? I think Jimmy 1000% is mild, worldly better on the ground. But, I mean, I think that's the story of Jimmy's career is we get caught too much on the feet. We're not doing anything with leg kicks. And then you sit there and you still want to fight Anthony Smith, but you can't fucking stand on your leg. You fall over and the doctor's like, no, that's it. I mean, we can't. There's no reason to stand on the feet with Erslan. Okay? He has that stance where he kind of is like this and his hands are a little bit closer and he's just a big, bulky guy who's just going to come forward with a lot of force, try and take your head off. That stance that he has is not good for grappling. It's very easy to double leg him, shoot and take him down. He can't sprawl. He's not very quick. So there's no reason to stay on the feet. But if Jimmy Crute's going to do what he does and fumble, he will get knocked out. But I think all day we should just hammer the sub, go out there, take him down, do the same thing you did with Prachnio. Because Prachnio can kick really well. He can also strike. Took him down, subbed him. So
Yeah, I think the sub is the play.
100%. 100%. All right. Moving up. We like this kid a lot. We like him for one reason. Herbert Burns, you're a pussy. Jack Jenkins returns going up against Ramon Taveres.
Yeah, interesting fight. Jack Jenkins, I've been very high on Jack Jenkins. I was very, very high on him in his last time out, which ended up in a loss. He got choked out in round three. Not the best performance from Jack Jenkins. I think he shaved his head before that fight, JP.
Yeah.
And I'm a very superstitious guy. If you guys don't know me that well, now you do. I'm very superstitious. And I told JP, because I think we had the honor of watching that fight together, that if I knew Jack Jenkins shaved his head, I would have probably picked the other guy. I don't like guys that shave their heads right before fights. We saw that with Zachary Reese. You lose some of your power. I'm just saying.
Lose aura.
Jack Jenkins, yeah, you lose some of your aura as well. Jack Jenkins, hopefully that hair's grown back a little bit. I haven't checked your Instagram as of late, but I'm hoping that it's there. Ramon Taveres, he's a tough guy. He's got good boxing. He'll press forward. He'll eat a lot of shots. He's a fun fighter to watch, but he's also coming off of a loss, to Davy Grant. So I think for him to find success, he's really going to have to implement some grappling with Jack. I think if you let Jack just stand and trade, he's got beautiful calf kicks. We've seen him put a stop to guys with some of those calf kicks. And Jack's got good hands as well. And I think in front of the home crowd, he's going to find a nice bounce back win, put on a good performance, We're taking Jack Jenkins.
Yeah, I think this is very cut and dry. Personally, Ramon's good for a brawler. I think Ramon Taveres is a top tier brawler that has made it this far. But when you get this high, it's being a mixed martial artist. I think Jack Jenkins is far and away the more well rounded guy. And he broke his arm fighting Chepe, and that was a good fight up until that point. And we are very high on Chepe. We think Chepe is good as well. So yeah, Jack is a dog. The reason I say fuck Herbert Burns is because Herbert's a pussy. In multiple fights, he'll just lay on the ground. Jack was hammering away at his leg to the point where Herbert couldn't even walk. And I'm pretty sure Gilbert was carrying him out of the octagon in that fight. So that was hilarious to watch. But yeah, give us a good old Jackie boy.
Yep. 1000%. All right, that takes us to the main event of the evening. We have Carlos Ulberg taking on Dominic Reyes.
Great fight. Great fight. Possible number one contender for the next title shot. If you would have asked me this fight 2 years ago, I think it would have been a very easy. Now, after seeing what Dominic Reyes has done and kind of turned his career around, it was kind of tough for me. We do like Reyes. We both picked Reyes to slump, what's his name? Nikita. And that was gorgeous. We were watching that fight together too. That was gorgeous. A little step back, left hand. Dominic Reyes has the gift of placement, precision. Not a lot of people can hit somebody like that going backwards and knock them out. Gorgeous thing to watch. And he beat John Jones. So that's a big thing in the pocket tab too. But Carlos Ulberg, man, the guy at City Kickboxing now. All right, he's washed, he's this and that. Yeah, but Izzy had his time. Dude was a fucking dog in his prime. Carlos Ulberg, he is a little older, right? But me and Brevin were talking before, doesn't have as much wear on the tires. This is what he does. He's a very, very high-level kickboxer. You can feel the way you want to feel about the Jan Blachowicz fight. Very close fight. He won, he lost, is what it is. Okay? I see him doing that exact same thing here. I think he learned a lot from that Kennedy and Zechiku knockout earlier in his UFC run. He's not going to give you the chance. He does have power. I think he's going to be a little bit faster than Dominic. I personally do. Everybody's saying he's not, and Dominic's faster. I think Carlos is very fast. I think he's going to be faster than Dominic. Both of these guys have power to put each other out. My only thing is Carlos has only been put out once, and it was by a guy who is now fighting at heavyweight, who is fucking huge. Dominic Reyes has been put out multiple times, let alone a power jab by Ryan the Superman Idiot Spain. Okay? Close fight. Like both guys a lot. Give us Dominic Reyes to get slumped. We're taking Carlos Ulberg. We think he's nasty. City Kickboxing. And I think he gets a title shot.
Yeah, same here. I may have some may have some video issues. I'm not too sure on the recording, but that's okay. The the old laptop took a dump. Um
Took a dump.
so I may not have the video right now, but that's okay. Like JP was saying, I think Carlos Ulberg has a lot of great things going for him. I think he learned a lot in his last fight out. I think we see a little bit more of an aggressive approach from him, which I mean could put him in the fire a little bit. He's got to be careful taking on a guy with the power and precision of Dominic Reyes, but he's a very, very good kickboxer. And to me, this fight just stays at kickboxing range, and that's what we see on both individual sides. And if it's going to be a kickboxing fight, I'm taking Carlos Ulberg. I think he gets it done.
100%, man. And if Dominic comes out and grapples and shows his wrestling, I think that would be a smart game plan, but I just don't think he does.
Yeah.
So can you not see me right now, or what happened?
I see you. I don't think the recording has my video in it right now, which stinks. You give me 1 second, I think I can get it back up.
Laptop took a dump.
The-
Yeah. All right. While he's doing that, let's talk about it. Okay. NFL. How are we feeling? What do we think? Cowboys suck. That's crazy work. Giants fall to 0-3. Chiefs get a win. All right. I didn't watch the end of that game. Something happened. Apparently, Brevin snuck through with a win. Was it from the Chiefs defense for the fantasy? Is that how you got that win?
Yeah, dude, listen, you misunderstood me the whole night when I was messaging you. I was just talking about the rules inside of our fantasy league. The fourth down stops not giving me a point in fantasy. We did it last year. I don't believe you have it as a setting this year to give me a point whenever we get a fourth down stop. But yes, the Chiefs defense came through. There was a point adjustment at the very end. I ended up sneaking past the dude that I was playing, won by point 4 points. So it was a very close matchup, and the Chiefs defense helped me find a W.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Your boy had a terrible showing. All right, we got the team of destiny over here. We're stacked. We're loaded, and we just shit the bed. Didn't play well. I'm not even gonna talk about the Raiders. I about put my leg through my heavy bag. Okay, that's what I do now. Okay, watch a Raiders game. Watch anything. Get a little upset, getting a little rowdy. Just go out and hammer the heavy bag a couple times. You know, a couple roundhouse kicks. Everything's good. Atrocious. College football going so well. We are making out like a bandit for college football recently. Other than good old Nebraska fumbling us for a second time. Is what it is.
Is what it is. All right. The video may not pop back on for you guys. That's okay. Maybe JP can just put a placeholder over my slot. We got to get you guys your free show parlays like we do every single week. Now, we haven't been the best lately, and that's on us. We take that one on the chin and we press forward. We did a lot of research for this card. I feel very good about it. Don't go anywhere because we are going to give you guys parlays that I feel really good about. Starting with Lockeddoormma's lock of the night. JP, who are you locking up?
I think it's obvious, guys. All right, give me Navajo Stirling, city kickboxing guy, Rodaje. I've said that so many times. This card, he can strike, he can grapple, all the above. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's better everywhere. And Bellato is the king of the fumble. Always controversy. No controversy needed here this weekend. He's going to bed. Give me Stirling.
Yeah, 1000%. And then for my lock, guys, I'm giving you the younger fighter, the one that's in his prime. Give me Jake Matthews. I think he finds the W on Saturday. I feel good about his trajectory. He's been fighting very well. Jake Matthews, Navajo Stirling, lock him up. All right. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different for you guys this weekend. All right. I've been letting you down. I don't like that. I don't deal well with failure. So I'm going to respond, and I'm going to respond big. I'm giving you guys a 4-pick basic, starting with none other than Tom Nolan. He's going to get it done in his hometown. Then we're going to put JP's lock in there. Navajo Stirling, my lock, Jake Matthews. And then to round this thing off, give us the man that better have hair on his head on Saturday, Jack Jenkins. You put those four together, I think you're getting a really good line. I think they all get it done.
Or Legger to return. Hey. All right, these last couple weeks is what it is, man. We've been in a slump. But you know what you do when you're in a slump? You step up and you keep swinging the fucking bat. And then you hit a goddamn dinger and you get out of the slump. Okay, sit down. Shut up. We're hitting a dinger. And we're hitting a juicy dinger. Okay? Can't even speak. I'm so excited about this juicer this weekend. All right, first one. Thick boy Thicknesse. Throw him in there. Dog money. I think it's just Grapple City. And I think we're choking him out. Throw him in there. Next one. Jonathan Micallef. Dog money as well. We're fading the Welsh gangster. Is what it is, man. Okay? I like Micallef. I like that roundhouse kick he's got. Nasty work. Next one. Navajo Stirling. My lock. Lock for a reason. Dude's disgusting. Bellato sucks. Hold that. Next one. Let's move up. Tom Nolan. Revan said it. I said it. He's going to put it all together. Okay? He's a very well-rounded guy. Young. All right? Younger than us doing this show. And dude's nasty. He's just going to put it together and get it done Saturday. Next one. Jake Matthews. Revan's lock. Biggest favorite on the card for a reason. We think he gets past the gatekeeping of Neil Magny. I think Neil Magny's done. If not Saturday, pretty soon. All right. Final one. You guys know what it is already. Carlos Ulberg in the main event. The other guy, City Kickboxing. There's like multiple, but I'm throwing him in there with Navajo. I think he's nasty. I mean, a kickboxing fight at its finest. Dominic Reyes has been on a tear. I think Carlos Ulberg is in his prime. I think this is it. I think he gets a title shot. That is the juicer. 6 legs. Just over 1,800.
Yeah. Feel good about it, guys. Let us know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. If you agree, disagree, have someone else that you like a lot and that we should really consider when placing these bets. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, get subscribed. We are going to go on a tear. I am telling you, JP and I, we took a break with the weekend off. We reset and we are determined and we're back better than ever. And we'll prove it to you guys this weekend and every weekend to come. JP, we talked about college football. We talked a little bit about the NFL. Thank goodness the Chiefs are in the win column. Feels good to get that done. Sorry. Hate us because you ain't us, but we got the same record, right?
Yeah. I'm just beyond upset. Anyways, ASU got a win too, so that's great. Yeah, man. 9 weeks straight, dude. 9 weeks from here on out. Gonna take us into the best time of the year, right? I think we kind of already started that. Best time of the year. You got college football, you got NFL football, you got fights every single weekend. And fear not, we have pay-per-views on the horizon. We also didn't touch on Fluffy is out of his fight with RDR. It is now Brendan Allen who will step in to get his ass beat by RDR. If that gave away my pick, is what it is.
Yeah. Rough one. That's a rough one. I was excited for that fight. Hopefully we get it here soon in the future. All right, guys. That does it for me. That does it for JP. We appreciate you guys as always. Like the video, share with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. And with that, JP, I'll let you take us home.
Hey. All right, it goes a long way. We appreciate it. You guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, help us beat the algorithm's ass. All right, help you boys out. What a time. 9 weeks straight. Ladies and gentlemen, another weekend, another set of fights. As always, it was a pleasure. Bingo, bango, baby. Hey.